No, if I had to, I would say it would either be the Ghana or the Mali Empire. Honestly, the Mali Empire.
And what would you do? What would be your uh, plan? What would be your, you know, what would be the objective for you if you take all of these uh, technology to impress a king?
So it wouldn't be to like take over or brainwash them, but it would be to, well, okay, number one, I would want to go to the Ghana and the Mali Empire to just like be a fly on the wall and see how things were, right? And like, and then you speed up time, and I'm just like gaining knowledge and like really
Yeah,
seeing
so it was
like
a lot of flies
how
on the wall
they're
back
moving.
then. So you'd been there with.
Mind you guys, so the Ghana Empire, Mali Empire, the Ghana, like this has nothing to do with like modern day Ghana. These are Manding people, so
Yeah,
like our ethnic group, Mandingo people. It's like where Mali, like Senegal, like Muhitani is like that. It's like north kind of, and so whereas like, yeah. Anyways, you go to saying Google it, take a look. So I would say I would go to both, and then you know, in the Mali Empire, like I will want to kind of see like Mansa Musa and like his whole how he ruled and like what they did, right? Like think about the daily life, like you know when we watch like Game of Thrones, like think about like they wake up, okay, I gotta wash my clothes, I gotta like. What is the daily life of like the noble person?
The noble person. Well, the noble person probably was living like a person,
You know?
a person that would live in a 2-bedroom apartment in New York back then. That's probably what it was, right? Like that's noble. Like a 2-bedroom apartment in New York back then is probably like. No, I'm probably tripping. I'm probably stretching. They probably had a big.
They had a compound,
fortress,
probably. They have
a chateau.
maids, butlers.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, what was like? You know how like here, like, you know,
I think it's just
the way that this society is now is from birth. Like you have the parents that work, the kids from birth, they then go to school. Like there's almost like a plan for up until you're like 25, almost like a quarter of your life. Maybe back then they were child laborers. I don't know. But anyways, I would take it back to him, and then I would like show him kind of, and maybe, you know, by taking some of this technology back, it will help us. I will be an asset to the war, you know, when the Arabs come or when the Moroccans come, and, you know, make sure that the empire doesn't fall down.
Almoravids. Me, what I would go back to the Mali Empire. I would go back to the Ghana Empire. I would go back to the Songhai Empire. I would go back to even the Benin Empire. Like I would go to all of those places. But the person that I would focus on a lot would be Mansa Musa. You know what? Because he gave out a lot of like fortune. He was giving out gold to like people and stuff like that. And for the other empires, I would go back and let them know, hey, look, guys. There's a raft coming for Africans. So
be on the guard.
And you see all these technologies here? Don't be fooled about this. It's nothing. Like, this doesn't mean I'm stronger than you. This is just somebody that came up with a creative idea and then just made this. Don't. If you want to look at yourself, go by the river and just look at the water. You see yourself. Like, don't. If somebody bring you a mirror,
glass.
Somebody bring you a mirror and you like, oh my God, that's. Yeah, but nah, I think I'll go back and just put those things in order. Like, don't fall for this, don't fall for that. Because you know the reason why I said that? I saw it somewhere. I think it was in a journal of Christopher Columbus. He was talking about, I think he was talking about the Native American being so...
amazed and like in awe?
No, not that. They were so generous and nice. So if you ask them for something, they would give it to you. He said that he was kind of not mocking him, like it was like kind of laughable to him, like he couldn't believe it that you guys are so giving, and because of that they got taken advantage of. Like this, like it's like the same thing for us. We always talk about like how African countries are super generous, and because of that people can easily take advantage of us. So I would go there and say, yo, y'all need to be selfish, y'all need to be a little mean to like outsiders just for the time being until the raft goes and go pass over, and then go back to your natural, habitat. But
and then honestly, I wouldn't even say go back to your natural. I would say take some of this technology and be the greatest in this world, right? Like, or take, allow this to further progress, like Timbuktu and like all the things that you already have in place.
And we got to talk about that too, like African technology. We'll have another segment about that, but not today. But we need to get into that to see where we're gonna do some research to see like what went wrong with us, like what was it, like was all of right? Because we didn't had a conversation about invention, and we know there's a lot of black people that invented a lot of stuff. So we're gonna have a different segment about that. But okay, so we can go back to the topic now. As far as like we went from artificial womb to culture to Santa Claus, but so as far as the artificial womb, so we have concluded that we think is beneficial. It would be beneficial for human. For
so humanity. I said I want to know all the cons. I want to know tell me what the risks are. It sounds like it is beneficial, and it would be beneficial if used appropriately. Like it sounds like it could fix a lot of issues and help a lot of people. Yeah. But I would definitely say I would like to see more about this because it's.
And
it's a life we're talking about, you know.
And they're using a lot of they're using like lamb to like lambs because they use more than one to try these new technology or whatever. So that be said, like we're gonna lead into this. Like, do you feel like testing on animals should be banned? Because in this situation, for this artificial woman, in order for this to work, they have to test it out on some type of kind of animal. So how do you feel about that, knowing that we own a dog
who's over there sleeping and twitching in his sleep?
So you want me to give you my answer first?
No, I have an answer. I think some like when necessary, right? When necessary, I think like it has definitely helped in our evolution of technology and medicine and things like that. So I can't sit here and say like absolutely stop testing on all animals. So then am I going to volunteer myself to go to be tested on instead? Nah, it's crazy. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, should they throw things out into the public and for that to be tested, right? Like without actually using mice or whatever the case may be in order to test these things. And so I wouldn't want it's to me, I look at it as it's either animals or they're testing it on us. And I'd rather it not be us. And the reason I say when necessary is because, like, there are a lot of, like for example, cosmetic companies that test on animals, right? Like, fragrances and things. Like, there are a lot of things that, like, isn't necessarily a need in terms of, like, it's medicine or, or something like that. But it's more of, like, because we live in a capitalist world and it's more of a, we want to profit for non-essential things. So that's when necessary. I think it's necessary.
Yeah, I'm a little bit on the fence on here. Like I know like humanity needs to like be put in a better position, and I think we also need to not be put in a position where you getting tested on, because that is inhumane. But is it humane to test it on animals? Like, this is a dog world, no pun intended, but it's like you have to survive. Life is all about survival. So you have to do what you have to do to survive. Right. So like, I won't say don't do it, but at the same time, I won't say, just do it whenever you want, like you said. Yeah. Because if you, like, for example, the hundreds, right? Like, as at one point they had to test was it the serum, or they had to test something on somebody.
Oh yeah.
And then they end up choosing, like, the guy was like, you're not going to choose my girl to test it on. But the reason why they were trying to use her, because she was like a horrible person. She had lied and she had committed some crime. So they felt like she was not
for them.
Yeah, like a good citizen for the society at the time. So they was going to go ahead and test it on her. He said no. So I'm just in a situation like that. Let's say that my dog is the only animal that's left for people for a scientist to take him to the lab to test a serum or some type of
that's gonna save all of humanity.
Yeah. In that case, would you say, no, I'm in love with my dog, Like I have to. Like I'm not gonna. I love my dog, but like if it's
But I also
about
love my parents and you and
like,
you know.
if I gotta save society, it's like
it's hard.
all I'm gonna say. Look, I'm glad that I'm glad I'm human. I'm not a dog or animal, because yeah, you know what humans.
Like, because a lot has had to happen, I feel like, in order for us to get to the solutions that we have.
Yeah, but we do love animals though.
No, I'm saying like a lot has happened to happen to animals in order for us to get to the current medicine and solutions that we have in society.
In terms of like testing.
Yeah. Like, and most, because think about it, like the medicine or things that we have, it's not the first version that we have, right?
Yeah.
So what did that first version do? What were the side effects? You know?
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's almost it's horrible to think about. Like and the thing is, I couldn't work in that industry. Like I could not be in a lab testing on rodents or pigs or whatever the case may be. I couldn't. I'm way too caring about animals to be able to do that. It's tough.
Yeah. So in conclusion, for the artificial womb, we're not 100% sure yet. We're gonna wait to see how it turns out, because we don't know the full details and the side effect of it. And as far as like banning testing on animals, I think it shouldn't be banned, and I think it shouldn't be overutilized for just any type of reason, right? And so I think that's what we came up with for our conclusion for this topic. But at the end of the day, we're just gonna go ahead and wrap it up from here. That was a great discussion. We got into a multitude of different topics, and then we're able to bring it back to the initial topic of the first artificial womb. And yeah, I think overall it was good. Yeah, so we're gonna
let us know your comments down below. If let's say if you're African, for example, and you also wanted to see snow and whatnot, let us know. Let us know if you have any funny stories.
Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification button, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube page. We out. Peace.
Bye. I hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full video, click below, and don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you guys like, comment, and share.